Hello everybody, welcome to our energy tips for week 51, 15th till the 21st of December, with the ominous title, Inward, Onward, Forward. Did you notice the energy shift? There is a sense of completion right now, and this is something I want to talk to you guys about. There's a new hope, a new vision that is coming in right now through all these downloads, through all this input that we had over the past couple of weeks. And this needs to come into translation. This needs to go into implementation right now. It's very supported in this next week. So in that regard, we can look at a very beautiful week here if we are actually learning from these things that are coming in here for us. I know a lot of you guys have had very surprising, deep new insights, and your job right now is to bring this into implementation, to bring this into translation on all these different levels of your being. It's very, very important. As you might have seen, I had to reschedule the Sunday Truth Talk to Wednesday. My kids are sick, they need me here. I had to prioritize what I energize. I had to make sure that I do what I do in love. And so I decided to be there for my children, to be present for them, and to move the Truth Talk this week about astrology, zodiacs, horoscopes. Very, very interesting subject. So if you would like to ask questions, use this opportunity to send in your questions up front. Collectively, this energy that comes in through a completion, there's an old cycle that is being completed right now. And even though we know that things aren't really going to change within, the next couple of weeks or months, we can all feel this. All right, there's this really, really strong new idea that is coming in. But as C.G. Jung said, people don't have ideas, ideas have people. And so this week we're going to experience some of the negative, the lower expressions of that, how our mind can restrict us, the inertia that comes in through sticking or holding on to old beliefs, and some of them are beliefs that are coming through our ego reality, which we can't even really believe in anyway. So we need a new vision now. This is part of the translation that I mentioned. We need to translate this into something new for us, and this requires us to really let the past be the past. All right, there's an Irish saying that goes, the thing about the past is that it's not the past. For most of us, that is, because we're holding on to it. So if we can make that one step out of our inertia and let the past be the past, absolve ourselves for the things that we've done wrong or that we followed that didn't work out or whatever, just let it be. And allow yourself to be guided by this new input that is coming in. All this learning that we had to go through here in these past 6 months was all about the confrontation with untruths and finding what does not work. Now learn from this. And the one big thing, characteristic for this next week, is that you're going to find yourself in the midst of all this new energy that is coming in for you. You'll find yourself in a place of loneliness or even some kind of separation pain. I'm going to talk about this here a little bit. So the lesson to be learned here is that no matter how great our ideas are, all right, which most of those aren't even ours anyway, we need to learn to solve those higher problems, those higher vibratory problems that affect all of us in this world. Right now, we're realizing that there is no such thing as just me. Okay, we're all in this together. The problems that we are faced with right now are bigger problems that we have to solve them together. And this, of course, translates into our personal lives as well. If there are things that we have done in the past that no longer represent who we are, that no longer represent our integrity or our values, well, then we have to deal with this now, but not by, getting stuck in our guilt, getting stuck in blame, or making other people responsible for things, but just really admitting to ourselves, okay, that didn't work. All right, then onward now. Okay, and the inward part of this next week, this has already been going on. So most of you will already have felt this anyway. But the new part here that is coming in is the forward. Okay, the forward. We need to go in implementation. This will be very supported here in this next week. So guys, if you found projects or things that you've been putting off, this is the week. Okay, go bring them into completion and allow everything to stay behind. Make the past past. All right, so that you have space for the future. And how do we do this? We're currently practicing this here with the Heart Warriors to tune into our future self. We do this through the discipline of alertness, through the discipline of absolutely staying present. Now, what are the energetic qualities here this next week in regards to how it affects our energy centers? There's a very strong propensity right now to feel this loneliness, to feel this isolation. Okay, this comes from your second chakra, and this translates into poor me, into suffering, into I am all alone, I can't do anything right now, I have no home, nobody loves me. All right, this is all your ego reality. All right, this needs to move from the third into your fourth chakra, into your heart chakra, where you can see that things can be solved if you let go of this rigid belief that you are on your own. You're not on your own. The second big aspect here is in conjunction with moving your ego pain into your heart and recognizing that there's oneness needed, is that you will have to get past, your pride and your specialness and really go into expressing your needs. And in order to express your needs, you got to really communicate with yourself. So there's a big communication aspect here that comes with this task of implementing and translating things. And then the third big aspect is the actual calling that you're feeling right now in yourself. It's a spiritual calling. It's your soul calling you into this soul awareness, into your soulfulness, away from your 3D fullness or your 3D-ness, as I like calling this. All right, you really got to make this a conscious thing right now. Okay, what you are experiencing here etherically through your dreams, through your inner mind's eye, through some of the feeling-based aspects that are coming in for you, that is your soul speaking to you. And this is so big, guys, that we don't really have language for this. All right, this is the task that we are standing in front right now as a whole collective. We don't have the right language for expressing. Okay, it's not large enough, the language that we have. What is needed now? Okay, and this is where this truth training and soulfulness training comes in, that we offer here for you, because it is through your translation from 3D into something like, more mindful, more soulful, all right, where you will find your growth. Everything else is now feeling like it's holding you back. It's really restricting your beliefs. So we're moving into something that you could call a higher mind. All right, and for the higher mind, higher learning is required. Repetition is not growth. This is the part here that is as clear as day for all of you guys. So you need to be present, and your body needs to have that ability, or you need to support your body in catching up with this. This is this physical restructuring, this physical transformation that I've talked about for many years and months now. So physically, this forward impulse, all right, needs to be translated right now. You'll feel probably a little tired and foggy next week. You'll feel heavy legs, heavy 3D, okay? This, whenever you have this is a sign that there's strong etheric stuff coming in for you. And I know this is difficult for some of you to wrap your minds around, but your etheric is your actual reality. The ego reality, the 3D-ness of yourself, is just a projection into this lower dimension. All right? So if you want to make changes, even physical changes, you'll start on the etheric level, on the energetic level. Right? And this needs to be translated here. Okay? If we are letting this heavy 3D-ness, all right, dominate our perception, then we'll feel issues with kidney, bladder, also liver a little bit here. We really need to detox our system, as I've been talking about for months, from these old structures. All right, and one thing that can help you with this is to stimulate your lymphatic system, because that is at the core of how energies move in your body, in your physical. So on a practical side, start maybe a new self-care routine. But most and foremost, remind yourself to be fully present, to not check out. All right? Emotionally, this, of course, is another level here of not checking out, because this isolation and the loneliness, the separation pain that you're feeling right now, and maybe the numbness that has sort of come over you because it's just same old, repeating over and over again. This may make you want to check out emotionally. It's really important that you stay in your center and that you connect with yourself. But the connection part here with yourself is the part that goes low when you are physically and emotionally feeling low. So you have to remind yourself this is a hidden discipline, all right? And the way you do this is by really calling yourself into the present, by feeling your feelings, journaling them, following up on yourself. And many of you have still issues with it, allowing yourself to actually have needs. Yes, I need to do this now. I need to prioritize, just like how I had to prioritize my time here based on my love to my children. All right. So I love doing the truth talks. I love doing all the things that I do, but I love my kids more. I love myself more. All right. Mentally, the hardest part here is to really get out of this rigid belief that is underneath most of the things that are holding us back from growing. All right, so we need to identify and push through these here in this next week. It's the ego reality that has us in its grip. All right, and one of these beliefs that I noticed talking with you the last couple of weeks is that there was this notion, and I remember this feeling myself, that individuating myself as a soul, yes, to grow into my sovereign soul, seems to be associated with isolation and loneliness. There's this wrong belief, guys, that independence and freedom come through separating ourselves from others. That is the part here that you need to overcome. You will not find an augmented reality. You will not find your soul reality through solitude or isolation. You need to break through this. This is a 3D-ness belief, all right? It's this inertia in thinking that 3D is all that exists, all right? There's more that exists, and it's your job to catch these thoughts, to catch these beliefs, and ask yourself, what is this even serving? Does this serve oneness or does this serve separation? That's how you can identify this and break through this. Ultimately, it's all about you, recognizing that when you energize these false beliefs, that you're actually energizing your ego mind and your ego reality. All right, and you need to move into this heart mind of yours, the higher mind that I mentioned earlier. Socially, in our relationships and business and so forth, it's a really, really strong onward feeling right now. It's lots of support there. All right, so these new insights that about what truly matters to you, what your true calling is, needs to be communicated now in this outer connection, in this togetherness, in this needs to be done now. Okay, you need to be together with others. All right, and even if these people that you're with, I mean, not the toxic relationships, those have to go, but if they don't all agree with you, it doesn't matter. It's sometimes the friction with other people's beliefs that helps us to gain more clarity. So talking about things, really moving your deeper inner thoughts into outer communication, speaking from the heart. You can tap your thymus. It's there's a video here showing you how to tap your thymus to increase the flow here in your ability to translate this into more truth that is coming out of you. All right, so remember that any kind of separation pain has to do with you having externalized that which you love. You haven't made or declared, it's a belief, okay, that the love that you're seeking is somewhere outside of you and that it requires an object. Okay, and in this whole context here with soulfulness, it's really about recognizing that it is only self-love that can get you there. You can only get through this or to this deep inner fulfillment if you recognize that it has to happen in love. So even if you're in a separation, even if you're, breaking up things, if you're leaving things and so forth, it has to be done in love. This has to do with the gracefulness that I talked about last week. All right. So the question really is, if you can trust in togetherness, if you can trust in other people really being part of your augmented reality. And if you can't, then it's typically because there's a separation within yourself. Okay, so you're not seeing yourself as the subject of love yet, and that needs to be redefined. You will come here to a whole new definition of love in this next week. And that new definition has to do with what freedom in love really is. Okay, if you just look at all expressions of love in your life as a reflection of the depth of your love for yourself, for your own soul self, then you can recognize that free love and independence in love has nothing to do with, violating the negotiated rules that you have as a couple. It means that you have needs to commune with your own soul, and as a result of that, you are becoming a better partner, you are becoming a better parent, you are becoming a better friend, a better daughter or son. You are becoming able to experience the togetherness with others on a different level. Spiritually, the inward part here that is very strong. This is every year around this time, guys, so don't freak out if you feel this really, really strong soul self calling right now. It's all this really wants to do is for you to speak, to commune with your own soul self, to communicate with and from your heart. Okay, so if you observe resistances here, if you have beliefs like such as you don't believe in religion or you don't believe in spirituality and so forth, then this will be painful because this soul self, all right, remember we are all souls here with a 3D experience and not the other way around. So if we resist that, then we will feel alone and basically kicked out of the tribe. We'll feel separated from it. It is this individuated ego, all right, that forces us to split from oneness. Okay, and on a spiritual level, this is the core of all our suffering, the core of all our separation pain. So we have to find our way back. For some of you who are religiously inclined, for you it might be, finding your direct connection to God again through prayer or through whatever the routines are that help you to connect with God. All right. For those of you who have a more sort of denominational belief, it's more like recognizing that there is something like, greater out there, that there is a higher intelligence, if you will, or a source of all this creation, all right, that you are part of and that you really want to reconnect with. So many of you get caught in this judgment aspect of that, like from the old religious beliefs, that you have to be in a certain way, this that you have to, in order to deserve this, the conditionality that we also experience growing up, that we have to be in a certain way in order to deserve love. All right. And this is the part here that we can't really transcend with our minds. We have to really go in there spiritually with, mindfulness and a step farther, soulfulness, and understand that we have the power to absolve ourselves. And that's, the choice that we are making here as a sovereign soul. So becoming a sovereign soul, all right, to develop the sovereign soul awareness means recognizing that this isn't the ego's way. The ego's way is to individualize and to be special and to be unique and to be above others, to even be above God. All right. This isn't what this sovereign soul self-awareness is about. Your ego reality forces your awareness to split, and that is what cuts you off from this truth. So if you want to alleviate this pain of not feeling the connection with your soul, you need to let go the beliefs that are behind that. All right. And my tip for you is ask your soul to show it to you. Go deeper, go inward, and ask your soul. Say, hey, soul, if you're there, it's obviously not an externalized part. Show yourself. Show yourself to me. Let me see your light. Then for many of you who were not sort of raised with religious beliefs, this can be easier than for you to actually connect with this. Energetically, you can tell this is all integration emotion. And, that all these downloads that we talked about here in these past months, they all led to you acquiring this broader bandwidth of your higher mind. Okay, so you have these tools now. They're there now. Okay, now it's a matter of translation. If you don't translate them into a higher self-awareness away from the 3D-ness, okay, and more augmented etheric awareness, then you're going to have a lot of physical issues, okay, because your physical will not be able to exist in this higher vibratory environment that is collectively happening right now just through our consciousness evolution. So you need to shift your energy right now. This is the most important learning, is how to shift your energy out of a lower vibe state into a higher vibe state. Maybe watch the Truth Talk from last week again, where I talked about lower vibes. What this will help you with is to recover your passion, and you'll find that your passion is really tied to your soul self. Your soul self has been communicating to you your soul's purpose or your life's purpose all along, and it's hidden in your passion, in your true passion, the one that comes with love, not the one that comes with lust. So we need to find the balance between this ego reality, this individuated ego self, and our sovereign soul self. That is what you are doing right now here on an energetic level. So you might as well go with it, because otherwise it will pull you deeper and deeper into the repeat of your separation pain. So it's a very beautiful time right now, guys. I can't even begin to put this into words, how this is affecting all of us. In transmissions, we see this very clearly. There's like tons of new insights and literally instructions on how to implement, on how to translate things. My plea to you is follow those. We will have this opportunity here to go into a detox with the community. You can, of course, always do detox. Starting on the 19th, and then throughout the 20th and 21st, leading up to the solstice. So I'm going to talk about the solstice in our next energy tips, because that's a whole subject in and of itself. But these 3 days leading to the solstice, we're offering the free community event for the detox. You don't have to sign in anyone, you just have to show up. All right, so if you are signed up for the email list, you'll get the notification and the instructions and all that, and we'll have a Skype thread where we can discuss all the things and where we can cheer each other up. Now, the following 10-day challenge that I mentioned is something that you guys will need to apply to. So I have found 2 other trance coaches that will help me with facilitating this, so I can take roughly 20 people, maybe 25 people. So I have received emails from you already asking about this. All right, so I want you to understand that I will favor the people that have not worked on this before. So some of you have already done the 10-day challenge. Please, see that it's more important for those who have never actually gone through something like building a spiritual or self-aware routine. All right. This will be announced here in an email that I will put out publicly on Tuesday. Okay, because people are really lost right now, and so this energy tip will be available for the public right around Tuesday. All right, guys. Well, looking forward to this solstice weekend here next weekend, where a lot is going to go on. I'm probably going to publish the energy tips for week 52 a little earlier for you. All right. Thank you so much for supporting transCODES through Patreon and through coming here to our transmissions. Love you guys, and I wish you a wonderful translation and implementation of your true self.